Oh, y'all thought I was done talking about politics and shit, huh? Nah. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rico, the acronym, and this is yet again Rico's Rants. Now, today I'm kind of I got two subjects today, but they kind of meld into each other. One is more on the local level. I am here in Memphis, Tennessee, and one is more on the national level. So, which one should we start with first? Now, let's flip a coin. Hold on. Heads, we go national. Tails, we go local. Tails. On the local level, I woke up this morning and I was just randomly scrolling through Facebook, which I am trying to stop doing because, God, that shit is depressing. And I saw something from our local news station. If people believed it was necessary for the National Guard to come into Memphis, if people thought that it would do anything, if people thought it was a good idea, if people thought it would actually do anything to quote unquote help the city. And mind you, I didn't even watch the interview because I already know what's going to come with this. I already know the excuses because the excuses are being pretty much handed to these politicians by not only the past and what has happened in the past and what we've done to combat crime in the past. And I don't know why I put quotations around crime because crime does actually exist. It is not fake. But it also isn't as bad as they make it out to be. Now, do people get shot and robbed and kidnapped and all this other stuff? Yes, this happens all around America. That's one thing I need Memphis to remember is that this kind of crime happens everywhere. But, despite the fact that we have seen an uptick in crime in Memphis, I do not believe that it has gotten so bad we need the National Guard to come in? Really? It seems that it's way easier to just, and I say this because of what I've seen online and all the discussions I've seen around crime in the city and everything. It seems as if people are taking the easy route and who to blame and just blaming these kids nowadays. It's always these kids now. It was these kids in the early 2000s. It was these kids in the 90s. It was these kids in the 80s. It's almost like time is cyclical and we're just going back around this shit again. Lest we forget the crime bill of 94 and how that led a lot of kids straight into prison. But I'm seeing grown people my age and older pretty much call for the same thing to happen again. Let me go ahead and make something very, very, very clear to my generation and the generation right above me. Just because yo ass didn't end up in prison, just because yo ass never sold dope or had to do no crime or nothing like that, does not mean what they did back in the day worked. Correlation does not equal causation. And what kills me is how quick, especially black parents, are to completely throw away an entire generation of black kids, forgetting that they have their own. Going, oh no, mine couldn't. Oh no, mine wouldn't. And yeah, a lot of people said that shit back in the day too, and they kids was doing it. So as you sit there and consider how to tackle the crime problem in Memphis, consider the fact that a criminal might be related to you. And I hear the complaints too, oh, they let them out too quick. Oh, they do these violent crimes and they just let them back out on the streets and everything. Well, why do you think that is? Could it possibly be that our jails are filled with people that have done non-violent offenses so far to the point where we can't even fit the violent offenders actually in the jails? Could it possibly be that? No, it's the kids, right? It's the kids. Not to mention, and this is my biggest point, Memphis, especially Memphis, and I'm sure other cities are doing this shit too, but Memphis especially is doing way too much to look good to people from out of state and completely forgetting about the people that actually live here, work here, and make the city go round. When kids are coming out of high school and the best option they have outside of maybe getting themselves into debt and going to college is going to work for a warehouse where you're not even going to be able to make a living wage for at least the first maybe 3-4 years of working there. Let's be honest, somebody whose prefrontal cortex isn't all the way fully formed and functioning, you give them a choice for easy money, a choice for, something that, yeah, there's a little risk to it, but big reward, right? You put that in front of them versus a job where they have to work a long time when half of these kids, they're seeing what's going on in the news. They're seeing people dying in their streets and people dying in their neighborhoods left and right. A lot of these kids don't even think they're going to make it that far. And nobody's helping them by telling them that they are the criminals. They are the lost ones. They're unredeemable. This is the same shit they said in 94. But no. Go ahead, Memphis. Go on and build your Top Golfs and build up downtown. Make all them beautiful apartments they're about to build on Bill Street. Go ahead and do all that. And I guarantee if wages don't go up, if these businesses, local and national, that are based here, if the local and national businesses here do not start paying more, you're not going to see a decrease in crime. What you're going to see is an uptick in crime, because when people at the bottom see affluence and when they see people getting it, they're going to want it too. And some of those people aren't going to want to work for it. Some of those people are going to take it. And in all honesty, rocking a fucking hard place, yo. Rock in a fucking hard place.
Hey, what's up? It's Rico from the editing room floor. And I forgot to mention as well that a lot of these crimes that people are talking about are being perpetrated by adults. So blaming the kids for it every time a 19 or 20-year-old does something is not very fair to those kids. Now, yeah.
Now let's move on to national, baby, because these GOP senators and congressmen and all, these motherfuckers is getting buck, okay? They are getting wild, and it's some bullshit, okay? Because earlier this year, me personally, I watched 2 young black men and 1 old white lady get removed from the Tennessee House of Representatives because they brought bullhorns in and decided to like shout over the people. By the way, they weren't even shouting over people as the session was in. I believe they had just went to recess. They came in there with that and they kicked them out for decorum issues. Meanwhile, Kevin McCarthy over here elbowing folks in the kidneys, and Senator Mullen or whatever, Congressman, this dude is challenging Teamsters to fight on the floor. Nobody gets removed though. No decorum problems there. Nobody's screaming decorum, but yet again, this is just America showing us what the business is. If you are a white male with, any kind of money, any kind of power, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. You can do whatever you want to. We have a lying racist running for president again after causing an insurrection because he lost the last time. If that ain't fucking white privilege, I don't know what is. And that's why I get so upset when people complain about, circling back around to the youth, why I get so upset when people complain about crime, but they don't complain about the crimes that their politicians commit. They don't care about that. People will sit there and swear to God they know so much about politics and government and how it works and the deep state and this and that and that and this, but they won't see the shit in front of them. They won't see the blatant white supremacy in front of them. They won't see the blatant racism in front of them. They won't see the double standard. You know what I'm saying? Okay, how many more times does it have to be shown before somebody gets upset and does something about it? How many more times? How many more black leaders are going to kowtow to white supremacy so they can get some power? Okay? Like it's old and it's tiring. But then again, who am I? I don't know nothing about politics. I'm just some guy that plays guitar in a punk band. That's all I am. I'm just some musician, dude. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about what's going on. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about crime in Memphis or the politics, what's going on with the GOP. Y'all just hit me in that comment section. Let me know and of course, do not forget to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It's your boy Rico. Peace.